Meltzer would report that Shamrock is cleared to return in mid-December, that he'll probably be back right after the Armageddon pay-per-view. And it says his injury was diagnosed as a soft tissue sprain of the cervical spine. And the diagnosis is that there's a better than usual chance that down the road, he'll have to have a neck fusion because he suffered a broken neck back in high school and he's eventually going to have to get that fixed. You know, I start to see a theme here. When you see all of these guys popping up with neck injuries, this has to be the reason that eventually you guys say, okay, no more of this move, no more of that move, right?
Yeah, we had already gotten to the point of there were no more pile drivers, and those were out. I remember the one exception, or actually there were two exceptions. The Undertaker's tombstone on certain people, and Mick Foley's version of the pile driver. And I remember Taker going to Vince and saying, the way Mick does it, it's so safe, and it's you know, those two were about the only ones that were allowed to do anything resembling dropping somebody on their head that way. Even though for the most part, most of the time, pile driver can be safe, executed the correct way. I'd let Jerry Lawler do it. I'd let Taker do it. I'd probably let Mick Foley do it. Beyond that, I don't know that there are that many people I would let drop me on my head. So yes, definitely re-examine it because the injuries were kind of starting to stockpile.
Let's talk about a big name that is, I guess I should mention, even though it's predicted that Shamrock's going to come back, he doesn't wind up coming back. Instead, he returns to MMA. Why does his run come to an end? Was it more of him just thinking there's more money in that at the time? Did he have issues with someone in the front office with WWE, anything like that you can remember?
No, Ken wanted to fight. Ken felt he had so many money-making years left in the fight game. And if he didn't go then, I think there was, I don't want to say doubt, because there was never any doubt with Ken. Ken just wanted to fight. Ken enjoys fighting.
He would have been roughly 35. So that would have probably been his prime earning years there.
Right. And he just looked at, if he didn't do it then, that it may have gotten to the point where he was maybe a little too old to go back to that type of training and go back into it at that time. So it was his decision.
Do you think at that point he had peaked in the WWF? I mean, do you think that you guys could have done more with him? Would it have looked any differently had he stuck around?
I do think there was something left with Ken. I really do. I think Ken was an extraordinary talent. But at the same time, when you have someone that feels that they could do more outside of your venue, you got to let them go.